morning, Eagles, and welcome to Season 14, Episode 49 of Eagle News.
Today is Friday, November 20th, 2020. Happy National Pay Back Your Parents Day.
My name is Avery.
And my name is Cami.
Today's headlines. Remember, Eagles, the next Monday and Tuesday are completely online. Make sure you log in and do your schoolwork on both of these days.
From Wednesday the 25th through Monday the 30th, there is no school. Class resumes on Tuesday, December 1st.
Have an awesome Thanksgiving break.
Today is the first in-person day of G3 for B-Day students. Don't forget to go to your new UA classrooms.
And that's all of our headlines for today.
For Native American/Indigenous People Month, we're going to talk about the World Indigenous Games. The games bring people together to celebrate Indigenous tradition.
Athletes from 566 Indigenous communities all over the world took part in the first World Games of Indigenous Peoples, held in 2015 in Brazil. The aim of the games is not just to compete, but also to share knowledge and cultures. And for our first video segment today, Nate and Logan went around the school and asked students what their favorite restaurant is.
Let's check it out.
Hey Eagles, today we're asking kids what their favorite restaurant is.
Roll it! Cheesecake Factory.
My favorite restaurant is McDonald's.
My favorite restaurant is Ann's Diner. They have the best chicken and waffles.
My favorite restaurant is Blue Monkey Bar and Grill.
My favorite restaurant is Buffalo Wild Wings.
Chick-fil-A.
Healthcare.
Chick-fil-A.
Cane's.
Subway.
At the Millers.
McDonald's.
My favorite restaurant is Olive Garden.
My favorite restaurant is BW3's.
My favorite restaurant is Jersey Mike's.
My favorite restaurant is Wendy's.
My favorite restaurant is Chipotle.
My favorite restaurant is Wendy's.
My favorite restaurant is Olive Garden.
Thanks, Nate and Logan. That was an awesome video. My favorite restaurant is Bibby Bob. What about you, Cami?
I like Panera. Now let's head over to Sydney in the Eagle News Weather Center for today's weather report.
Thanks, Cami. Today in Powell, it will be partly cloudy with a high of 60 degrees and a low of 46 degrees. That's pretty warm for wintertime. I can't wait to see what Mr. Meta's best thing he found on the internet is that he found last night. Let's head back in the newsroom with Avery and Cami to see what it is.
Thanks, Sydney. Today's best thing on the internet is the joys of babies with their uncle. So funny. Wait until the end of the video. It's so funny.
Let's check it out.
Pour it in there. For some reason, I didn't think you'd pour the whole thing. That's kind of on me. Pour it in.
I will tell you that babies make the greatest videos, and this one was classic. Hey Avery, why can't you tell secrets in a cornfield?
I don't know. Why?
Because there's too many ears.
Wow, I love food jokes. Speaking of food, let's go see what's for lunch today with Mrs. Carr.
We made it to Friday, everybody. Today's menu is nachos with chips, or you can have taco quesadillas. We have French bread pizza and chicken sandwiches. Make it a great day, everybody.
Thanks for that great video report, Mrs. Carr.
The food sounds great. Remember to use your manners when you go through the lunch line.
Now, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Nothing on today's class headlines. Don't forget to check out the newest episode of the Eagle News podcast on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts.
Teachers, take a couple pictures of the great work in your classroom and send them to Mr. Meta to be noticed on the newscast.
Now it's time for trivia. Let's head over to Sydney and Brooklyn in trivia to see what today's question is.
Thanks, Avery, and welcome to trivia this morning here on Eagle News. Let's check out our daily winners and the number one answers for yesterday's trivia. And when we get back, Brooklyn will be with today's question.
Great job to Thursday's winners. My name is Brooklyn, and today's question is, dogs like to sniff people. What do people like to sniff? Again, dogs like to sniff people. What do people like to sniff? Teachers, text Mr. Meta 3 answers to earn your points. Let's head back to the newsroom for today's sports report. On Sunday afternoon, the Browns and Eagles will play at 1 p.m., along with a ton of other games later that day. And the Steelers are playing the Jaguars. I'm sure Mr. Meta will be wearing his jersey.
And on Wednesday night, the NBA draft began. Congrats to Anthony Edwards on first pick. That's all for sports, but before we get to our final video, let's take a look at what Mrs. Holzer's classroom is like in the morning with the Eagle News live cam. Take it away.
Thanks, Avery and Cami. Today we are live from Mrs. Holzer's classroom. Hello. She's an 8th grade ELA teacher here at Hyatt's. Hi, Mrs. Holzer. How's your day been so far?
So far, so good. It's still only advisory, so we have a lot of day left, but it's been good so far.
What's your favorite part about being a teacher?
Well, I come from a family of teachers. My grandma was a teacher. My mom worked in education, and so I love following in their footsteps. I had a lot of really great experiences when I was in middle school and high school, and so I love getting to share those with my own students.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been a teacher?
This is my 8th year teaching and my 4th year here at Hyatt's.
Okay. So now we have a trivia question for you. It's Disney. So I'm just going to give you like a hint. Like there's 5 hints.
Okay.
So her fairy godmother is always watching over her.
Can I make a guess?
Yeah.
I think it's Cinderella.
Yep, it is. Thanks for your time, Mrs. Holzer. Now back to the newsroom.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for that report. I love being able to visit classrooms and talk to them during our broadcast. And due to COVID-19 precautions, we don't have lockers anymore. Now that it's getting colder, let's check out what we should do with our winter coats, courtesy of Amelia, Alsha, Virginia, and Sadie.
Hey Eagles! It's almost that time of year where the weather gets colder and we're gonna have to start wearing coats outside. Since we don't have lockers this year, we went around and asked students and staff some tips of what to do with our winter coats. Let's check it out.
Hi students, I know it's getting colder outside and you need to still wear a coat, possibly a hat or gloves when you're standing at the bus stop.
Mrs. Diekman said to make sure to store your hat and gloves in your book bag and your coat on the back of your chair or sit on it.
Good luck guys, stay warm.
Hi Hyatt's Eagles. To answer the question of what are we going to do with some of our winter jackets as the weather becomes more chilly out, the answer is we are still kind of working on that. A couple ideas. Obviously, you can store it behind in your chair. You could put it in your book bag if you have some space in your book bag to keep it. But we're still kind of coming up with some other creative solutions since this is a different year with no lockers.
I plan on storing my winter stuff in my backpack.
Yeah, I normally just store it either like in my book bag or just tie it around my waist.
Thanks for that great report. Now let's head to Brooklyn for today's This Day in History.
On this day in 1945, the Nuremberg trials were conducted by an international tribunal made up of representatives from the United States, the Soviet Union, France, and Great Britain. It was the first trial of its kind in history, and the defendants faced charges ranging from crimes against peace to crimes of war to crimes against humanity. Now let's send it back to the newsroom to wrap up today's broadcast. Thanks, Brooklyn. That's all for today's episode of Eagle News. But before we go, we want to share with you our quote of the day.
true influence isn't about getting attention, it's about making a connection. My name is Cami.
My name is Avery.
My name is Sydney.
And my name is Brooklyn.
Have a wonderful Friday, Eagles.
Bye!
Go Steelers!